And we're on.
Just cords everywhere.
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of the Sketchy Lounge. And today we have a special guest, Teejay, aka Teezus.
AKA the half-ass witch.
The half-ass witch. And I don't know, I'm glad to have you on and everything.
I'm happy. I love doing podcasts. And yours is the highest quality one.
Oh yeah, no, it's pretty good.
But I mean, yeah, no tea, no shade. But no, I was actually really excited when you asked me. I'm happy.
Yeah, no, I really wanted to get you on the show because I seen that you do like a lot of these tarot readings and stuff.
Dude, okay, first of all, I do fucking everything.
Yeah, what else do you do besides the tarot reading?
Well, I work for Bumble.
What is that?
You know what?
I don't know. I'm like super. I don't even use Tinder.
Okay, well, it's a good thing you don't use Tinder because you would probably have an STD by now. But Bumble is kind of like Tinder. It's a dating service. But basically what it is you can't talk to someone unless the girl talks to you first. So it's like very anti-misogyny. It kind of makes it so nobody gets unsolicited dick pics, which is super good because I don't know anyone who just gets a dick pic and goes, I want that.
Wait, so it's... Yeah, I wouldn't think
that doesn't
that's
happen.
Sexy either.
That's not a thing that happens.
Yeah, vice versa. It's the other way around. No, I mean, that's crazy. Bumble, wait, so... Only the women can
message first. Women have to initiate the conversation.
No way. So it's like, I mean, I wouldn't say that's sexist because like it's true. Like
I think it's helpful.
I think the dudes are the ones that always send dick pics first anyway. So
right. And I cannot, dude. If I had $1 for every time I got the "how much does a polar bear weigh" line, I would be fucking rolling in it right now. I would be rich.
Wait, I haven't heard that one before. How much is a polar bear weigh? I'm so sorry.
Enough to break the ice.
Oh my god.
Isn't that awful?
It's so cheesy. It's cheesy, but I didn't know that one. So. Wow. So that's cool. What else do you do besides work for Bumble?
I work for Bumble. I do a lot of social media marketing for like a lot of local businesses and then a couple businesses in San Diego. I do the tarot reading. I'm a social media consultant for a couple of people who are currently running for office. I kind of just go where the wind takes me. You know, just
wow. So you're really around.
I get around, but like not like that.
Oh no, yeah, not like that. So you do go to SD a lot. I do see you at a lot of awesome like little eateries and spots like that.
Okay, but can we be honest though? I just take a lot of pictures and then I space them out throughout like months.
Oh, so you take like a trip and you probably take like a bunch. No, I do the same.
Yeah, I'm not in San Diego all the time. I'm in San Diego more than I would like to be because it's expensive up there, and then gas is like $1,000,000,000. But when I do go up there, I kind of make it worth it for my social media, and that's kind of what you have to do. As awful as I feel when I'm like, oh, everybody obviously knows I was here 2 weeks ago, but now I'm posting a picture about it. You just have to do it. It's part of the game you have to play.
I see what you mean. No, I feel you on it being too expensive in SD. I love being in LA. That's my.
No, but LA's expensive too.
Yeah, hella expensive.
And then you just have like a 40% chance higher of dying.
Are you a beach person? Do you like the beach at all?
I don't like the beach during the day because there's people there.
Okay.
I used to live in San Diego for a little bit when I went to the Art Institute, and I would go in like January at like 9:00 at night to Mission Beach, and I would just be there. And I know a bunch of people thought I was probably like a crackhead, and I'm just like, I just don't like people, and I like when it's cold. There's something about the moon and the beach. It's like a great place to be. I love the beach. And I like beach food. That's the only reason I will go during the day. Because fuck that food is good. It's expensive too though. Because everyone and their mom is at the beach.
Everyone's there. Do you ever get wasted on the beach at that time of night? It sounds fun. I mean, bonfire, getting wasted. And wait, isn't it illegal to drink on the beach?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
which is,
we'll scratch that question.
I know. The law.
Let me get into the... Hold on.
Let's do questions from the interwebs.
Yeah, we actually have... one, because I don't know if I advertised this that well.
Yeah, we probably should have done this probably a good week and 2 weeks.
Yeah, but no, we did get a good one. It's gonna be from Pablo Valencia.
Was it the only one?
It's the only one.
I saw that one.
Yeah, and he wants to know sexiest man, sexiest woman.
Okay.
Your top.
Sexiest woman. Fuck, that's hard.
I couldn't even think of one for myself.
Dude, yeah. And like being bi, I feel like just my whole life is just a lot of judgment on who's hot. The sexiest woman, me, A. B. Dude, anything Megan Fox is in, I will watch.
She's all right.
To be quite honest. I love her. Anna Kendrick's hot. and she's hilarious. Amelia Clark, fucking what, Khaleesi from Game of Thrones.
Oh yeah,
She's a baddie. Also, Lady Gaga. After I saw her in the American Horror Story Hotel season, I was
haven't
like,
seen that one.
oh, Stephanie's got an ass. I was like, Steph, okay, girl. She's good. And then, oh, fuck, Sexiest Man. I mean, I guess it would be basic of me to say that Ryan Reynolds can get it. And Donald Glover is sexy, I think.
I agree with you on the Ryan Reynolds.
Right. Ryan
Any
Reynolds
Ryan Reynolds, Ryan Gosling, Ryan.
all of the Chris's also. Chris Pratt, Chris Pine.
No, I always hear about
Chris
Chris Pine.
Hemsworth.
Oh man, Chris Pine. My girlfriend always talks about Chris Pine.
Chris Pine.
Like he's a god.
Well, I mean, he's daddy AF. Let's be honest. Also, can I comment on the fact that you're wearing a Rick and Morty shirt?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Only people who watch this will see this.
No way, you have a tattoo.
No, I don't have a tattoo. I'm wearing Rick socks.
Oh shit.
Right?
That's sick as fuck.
I thought it was really cool.
Dude, I have tons of Rick and Morty shit. I have dank tanks. I have like these tiki glasses and love the show.
I hate when people. Okay, my whole thing was when everyone was obsessed with Rick and Morty, like when it first came out. I avoided it like the plague.
Oh shit.
I didn't want to. I didn't want to hop on the hype. I watched it and I was like, Jesus Christ, here I am. Now I'm one of those people. I love Rick and Morty.
No, that's a great show. I mean, some people overhype it, but I love it.
I didn't think it was for... Well, the people that I heard talking about it were not the smartest people that I knew, so I didn't think it was a smart people show. So I really did think that it would get monotonous and a little bit reductive. And then I watched it and I was like, oh, this is great. This is brilliant.
Yeah, I think anybody can enjoy that show, but most of the time there is some humor there that some people wouldn't get.
There's a lot of like go over your head jokes.
Yeah, and there's tons of references.
Right.
I don't know if you get the Cronenberg reference.
Yes, the Cronenberg reference, and then there's another reference that they make, and every time I watch it with someone that's not seen the show, they're like they're dead. They don't even think
all that
it's funny.
Flies right over their head.
And I'm just sitting there dying, and I'm pretty sure they think I'm a psychopath because I think it's hilarious. Every single like one-liners are just off the chain for that, but a lot of people don't get them, and it kind of makes me a little bit sad.
Yeah, I get you. I've been trying to turn a lot of people onto the show, but just with all that hype that was going around, some people just don't want to watch it. They're like, I don't want to watch that shit.
The hype will turn people off.
Yeah, quick. Definitely. I had got into it maybe a little bit before when I really noticed it getting hyped up was when the Szechuan sauce came out.
God help us all.
Around right before that is when I got onto the show. I finished the second season, and then that's when it blew up, and I couldn't turn anyone onto it after that.
Yeah. And the Szechuan sauce isn't that great. I
don't really like barbecue sauce.
It's like teriyaki barbecue sauce.
Teriyaki barbecue.
It's
sweet and sour barbecue. Some shit like that.
And it was, what, somebody actually asked me, they're like, do you know how to make Szechuan sauce? And I'm like, I'm not Chinese.
Why would they ask you?
I'm Vietnamese. Also, on the inside, I'm white. So, whatever.
Like, hey, Teejay, you know how to make Szechuan sauce? That's so horrible.
No, I've had a lot of people also hold up like ramen packages and be like, do you know what this means? And I'm like, no. I can't read the ingredients to you. I'm sorry.
God.
My Spanish is probably a little bit more. I could obviously speak Spanish better than I could speak any other like language besides English. Sarcasm and hatred. But yeah, no, English, Spanish, those are my two languages that I can speak. I can understand a little bit of German. I picked up a little bit of French in France. But other than that, like if people try and speak like any Asian language to me, I'm just like, wrong person. Sorry.
So why do you know German? Like I wanted to ask, your last name, is it German?
It's German. It's Jewish German actually.
Okay.
So the family that adopted me, they're super white, man. They're white. I grew up eating like sauerkraut and like Franks and stuff like that.
Oh, no way.
So I picked up a little bit of German, and then I did go to Germany, so I picked up a decent amount there because at the time that I was there, we had to stay with a German family, and then we went to like an all-girl German school, which was kind of weird because some of the people in our group were dudes. So of course, when they walked in, the girls were like going crazy, and the rest of us were just like, cool, we don't give a shit. But I picked up a little bit of German, other than what I knew. So it helped a little bit. But obviously, in the Valley, German has no practical use.
No, yeah, definitely.
Other than to display that you're smarter than everyone else.
Unless you're at the slabs. I ran into some German people out there.
Actually, that is true. There, and then there's a couple people at the slabs that speak Russian.
Yeah, I ran into a Russian lady that was living in the mountain at one point. She was helping take care of it.
Yeah, it's the mountain people.
It's ridiculous, the mountain people. So, okay, you just said you were adopted. Where were you born? Were you born in like?
I was born in Vietnam.
Okay, that's awesome.
I was adopted when I was 7 months old. I have a lot of people ask me if I want to go back, and I'm just like, I have no association.
Yeah, probably not. I mean,
don't care.
Unless you wanted to see Vietnam just because.
Yeah, it's just another country to me,
pretty
much. So I came to America when I was 7 months old. Actually, what's today? The 15th? 16th. So 3 days ago today is my nationalization date. And my family actually celebrates that, but like not so much anymore because I'm an adult and they're like, you don't need another excuse to get a present. But I do. So yeah, we used to celebrate that. We used to call it like Family Day. So I was nationalized on the 13th. That's like the day that I like dropped into America in a crate. No, my mom actually went to Vietnam to get me. And after that, it's kind of just been, I've just been a basic white girl ever since.
That's pretty cool.
I'm a Becky without the bad parts of being a Becky. I'm a little bit more culturally aware.
Which is awesome.
Yeah, which is good.
Yeah.
I feel like I have the best of both worlds. I can kind of relate to people who have enjoyed privilege, but I can also understand the people who haven't, and I really do feel like that helps me out to like live my most understanding life. I wouldn't say my best life.
Yes,
my most
don't want to get that phrase any more popular.
Yeah, no, my most understanding life. I do feel like it is important to be more aware of like your surroundings and the things that people go through other than yourself, because it's really easy to get selfish.
Yeah,
and that's a little bit of my problem.
Yeah. I wouldn't be able to see that. I noticed that. I mean, you have a lot of character with all this. I didn't know all this about you. I'm glad
you have a lot of character.
You have a lot of character. All this, like, I didn't know you were adopted and you're from Vietnam. Like, that's
yeah.
Cool. I always thought you were just from Brawley. Like, hey, that's a Brawley chick. And like,
I mean, I am just basically
you are
from
pretty much a
Brawley.
Brawley chick, which is cool. So.
I'm a Brawley girl, but not the bad reputation.
Yeah, no, you're not that
girls
kind of Brawley girl. Not like get drunk, wreck your car at a party in front of everybody, Brawley girl.
No, I'm a get drunk, wreck my life in private Brawley girl.
Just suffer with the bottle of alcohol in the corner of your room.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, exactly.
It's okay. We're together on this one.
Yeah, we totally understand each other. I'm dropping my Starbucks everywhere. You know, yeah, that's great. I would have been drinking with you tonight, but I'm super hungover watching the fight yesterday. So
okay, so here's my strategy for hangovers because I've only ever had one in my entire life. Charcoal tabs before.
What are those?
What? I feel like you're just deprived of all the adult things.
Yeah, no, I don't go. I'm still like.
So you can literally go to Walmart or Vons or whatever. Charcoal tabs are things that people. It's basically like Tums.
Okay.
It's for people with like stomach problems. Charcoal essentially detoxes you. So if you take a charcoal, it's like literally a capsule. It's like a Tylenol. You take it before you drink. What it will do is it'll absorb the alcohol and filter it before it gets into your bloodstream. What a hangover is, it's the results of being low in carbohydrates and sugars and also hydration. So if you have charcoal beforehand, what that will do is whatever you put into your body will get filtered. The bad things will be filtered out. And it kind of prevents that like shitty feeling afterwards. And then you just have to make sure you drink enough water. So you could like flush it out.
So how long have you been doing that? I mean, you said you only had one hangover, but that's because you do all that preventative stuff with the charcoal tabs and everything?
Well, I think early in my life, I was just blessed with a decent processing system and not that I'm a computer, but like a decent metabolism, a good-ish liver. And then when I became like an adult or whatever, like after I got out of San Diego and when I started realizing that I have real problems and, like rent and car payment was a thing, my body started slowing down too. I mean, you get older and you're like, oh, I can't have 5 Four Locos in a night and survive anymore. So yeah, I started doing that. I've been doing that probably for like 4 years. I've been drinking way before that. But once I started realizing that I was gonna get a hangover, once I started waking up kind of feeling not the best, I was like, I gotta do something. I don't know, I think I accidentally saw it on Pinterest one time and I tried it, and ever since then completely worked.
I mean, that's a smart way to do it. I mean, a lot of people here go in, me for example, just go in drinking, not really giving a fuck. But
can't do that.
You always regret it, no matter what.
Yeah.
I find myself regretting it. My preventative strategy is just drinking a shitload of water, and that helps sometimes. But
water helps, but if you put something to actually filter it out,
try that shit because I need that.
Yeah,
no,
most people need.
I can't count my hangovers.
Oh,
can't count them.
What a life.
Yeah, it's horrible. Maybe because my body doesn't store that much water or something.
I think it's because you're a little person.
Yeah.
I think that's also my problem too, is that I realized that my body weight does not match the ratio of my tolerance.
No, especially if you have friends that drink alcohol like water. I have a lot of friends I drink with. They're all big dudes and they like drink a shitload. I try to keep up.
I've had a lot of people tell me I drink like a big dude.
Yeah, you do.
No, whenever I say when I was in college, I was in college for like a fucking year because it was the Art Institute. That's not real college. But when I was there, people started calling me the tank because I can drink. I really hope my mom doesn't watch this. Well, she does, whatever. I can drink really, really heavy. And after a while, I started realizing that my tolerance was so much higher because I was just used to pounding them down to keep up with everyone else. And then when everybody started slowing down, I realized what my tolerance was, and I started almost speeding up. And I was like, oh, this is not good.
So you were just right there with your tolerance, not even... Like, your tolerance was pretty good. You were just able to pound all these drinks.
Yeah, I can go.
Wow. I've never had that kind of reputation. I mean...
You don't want that reputation because then people take you places and you just get into situations you don't want to be in.
It's either that or you're a little bitch. Because you can't drink enough. It's like, come on, man, you're already falling asleep. I'm the guy who falls asleep in the corner all the time.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Don't be that guy.
I'm the party pooper. I get so sleepy. I don't get fun. Rarely.
At least you're not the crier.
I never want to be the crier.
Nobody wants to be the crier.
Picked up a chick who was a crier once in high school. Not like that.
That's when you say Becky bye.
It was a couple friends and their girlfriends. And yeah, she was just crying. And Santeria started playing on the radio and she started crying and then
Santeria should not make you cry.
Yeah, and I just remember, only reason I remember this is because she passed out and her big ass head hit the side of my car and put a dent in the door. So, and it was my cool car, my little Honda that was slammed.
How does someone's face put a dent in a car?
Well, it was the back of her head. She got out, closed the door, and
that's a real amount of force, though.
Yeah, she was a big girl.
Well, we're not body shaming.
We're not body shaming, but that was.
But don't drink so much that you cause a dent.
That was a big dent. It was horrible, but
that's awful.
Yeah, no, it was fun times. I mean, Karma got me that night because I think I ran over a curb or something.
Not Karma. Okay, so I'll explain this. In my studies, which are weirdly extensive, because when I was in school, I didn't study about anything, but when I care about something, I might put a little bit of effort into it. I figured out that karma is the next life. Dharma is actually what people think karma is. So what goes around comes around. If it's like immediate like that, it's dharma. It's like DHARMA. So when you say karma's a bitch, it's like, yeah, karma's a bitch, but she'll get you in your next life.
Oh, okay. So
karma's a bitch, dharma's a cunt.
Damn, I didn't know there was a different. I mean, there was actually a different phrase for it.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Okay, like so dharma, I have to use that more. I never looked into that. That's good to know. Shit.
Yeah.
I've been using that phrase wrong. A lot of people have.
Most people have.
Everybody.
It's really just if you're
hey, karma's a bitch. Yeah. Like, I don't care. That's my next life, boo.
Yeah. Sucks. I'll deal with that later. Yeah, no, a lot of people do the whole karma's a bitch thing. And I feel like that's pretty much acceptable just because unless you're like me into the like spooky woo woo shit, like you wouldn't have had any reason to look into that unless you were within that religion. But most people are not. Well, most people we deal with are not.
Wait,
most people in America
it's
aren't.
Religion that you're into that studies all that?
Well, no,
that?
that's part of the teachings of Buddha.
Okay.
That's like that's a Buddhist thing.
All right, I see.
I could be wrong on that one.
Oh, so you're a Buddhist?
I am not a Buddhist.
Okay.
I explore everything. I am
good.
Not a Buddhist, but well, you read my blog post.
Yeah,
I'm mostly just a polytheist.
To get into your book.
Hit me with it.
Yeah, I saw your post and I do
not
want
a
to read
book,
it.
but I'm thinking about it.
Oh, no way. I thought you had written an ebook or something. Well, the subject was amazing when I saw that.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, it was interesting.
Me going out on a limb, and I literally was like,
no way, you should definitely write that.
I'm going to get a lot of shit for this. And I will say, like, literally 2 days later, my mom came up to me and she was like, Teejay, I've had like 5 people send your blog post to me, and I'm not going to read it, but can you just calm down? And I was like, no. There's enough people who calm down and kind of put whoever they are and like bury it. And I've lived my whole life doing that, and I'm tired of it. I would like to be the person that I am.
And that's exactly what your book's about, because I just want to be on the same page here. The subject of your book was about you starting off as a Christian, right?
Heavy.
Growing up heavily.
Heavy.
And you like discovering, I wouldn't say the truth, but seeing how religion was.
Because I was perceptive enough to notice that what I was seeing was not what I thought it should have been. So it was the more practice what you preach thing. The preaching was happening, but the practicing was not. And me seeing that in other people, I was like, why would I do this? There were so many people who were super devout that were just very into it, but I knew who they were outside of the church, or I knew what they would do, or even in church or whatever, just the way that they were acting. It didn't reflect the beliefs they were preaching about. So I was kind of concerned, because obviously if you see a disconnect between philosophy and action, why buy in? And that was my thing. I was like, even as a teenager, even as like a small child, I was just like, why?
So
what is the point of this?
From an early age, you were able to see like a lot of the hypocrisy and everything, right?
Completely. Like super, super early on, I saw a lot of hypocrisy, but also super early on, I had my gifts that I had. I used to actually live out here on Legion in like a trailer park. Mm-hmm. My mom was poor because she was a single mom. She adopted me, which adoption is a very expensive thing to do. She was single, she was a teacher, and she was a new teacher. So we lived in a trailer park for a good amount of time, that one by the hospital. Huh. I remember waking up frequently and hearing dishes moving. Things would happen to me. I would see people, whatever, and my mom would just tell me to shove it down, that I was seeing things or whatever. And here's the deal is, for a while, it was like, yeah, okay, maybe I'm just not crazy, but maybe I'm a kid, I'm imaginative or whatever. When I got older, the problem there was with whether or not my mom was trying to tell me that what I was seeing was not real or hearing. My opinions and my experiences were being invalidated. And I didn't like that, because I obviously know what I deal with. Like, you can tell, like, it's like when someone says, like, when you tell them something, they're like, you never told me that. And you're like, I know the words that come out of my mouth.
So you were so these things you saw, they were like actual, like.
You know what? No, I wouldn't say saw, because I never see things. There are people that legit see ghosts. I don't see that. I don't. What I see is, like, I could never see anything physically. But when I see things, it's, how when you, like, sit around, you remember some memory, or you remember, like, a scene from a movie. Yeah,
it's like a memory that you never you never experienced, but for some reason it's in there.
I get a lot of impressions in my head, almost like a movie reel. It's like flashback in my head, and I can see it. So if I close my eyes, it goes away. I have to process it as it's happening. But I do it a lot, and I've had a bunch of, like, readings that I've done where I've been like, okay, what is this room? And they're like, oh my God, I grew up in that room. Or like, they're like, I'll be like, who's this person? And I had one of my clients asked me to read him for love and romance, and his mom came through, and I didn't know who it was, because I just go, this lady came through. I'm like, okay, I'm just letting you know that the cards right now, first of all, are not about love and romance. They're basically just telling you to get your shit together. Someone is coming through now telling you. Actually, what it was is someone was telling me, has he eaten? Does he eat? Tell him he needs to eat more. And I didn't know this dude. Why would I give a shit if he eats or not? Not in a bad way, but I mean, that's not the first thing that comes to mind when you're in a professional setting. You don't go, I wonder if this guy is eating. So I asked him, and I was like, okay, who is this lady? Because she's coming through. She's real opinionated and sassy. And I'm like, she really wants to make sure you're eating. He goes, oh my God, my mom passed away a couple months ago. And she would tell me to stop worrying about girls and start worrying about my job. And then she would always make sure to feed me. And then as soon as he said that to me, she just goes, hi. I'm like, all right, I get it. Whatever. And stuff like that happens to me all the time. You kind of have to learn to process it. And the sad thing is that I had to come into this very late in the game. I thankfully have done enough studies and practice and whatever to get into the groove and to process it and understand it. But there are so many people that are way more experienced with this than I am. I am thankful that I figured it out now instead of when I was like, 40?
Oh yeah, no, that's too late to start.
That's way too late to start. But I wish I would have known when I was younger that it was okay to like see those things and to experience that, because for a very long time I pushed it down, and that actually affected my mental health for a really long time. Like in high school and junior high, I was like severely depressed because I felt like I was ignoring a part of who I was, but I didn't know what it was. And I was like, okay, well, maybe I'll just go to church and find it and fix it. And it just never happened. It never worked. So here I am today.
Yeah, that's not everyone's answer. I mean, come
no,
on, you can't
that's...
go to church and like, no, that's great. I mean, I really like that that whole ordeal you got going, and I'd be interested in reading that book.
It's quite an ordeal.
Yeah,
I've been thinking about writing like a whole book.
I wouldn't hesitate on
God,
that.
I don't know. I think people are gonna think I'm a crazy person.
You never know. That's how a lot of people start and get out there. You gotta have a.
I'm really close. On the low.
You like writing?
I do like to write.
You do? Okay.
Well, I've got like 4 books on my computer right now that are just not published.
Oh, wow.
And if I didn't go to school, because I went to school for art, if I had kind of buckled down in high school and been able to go to like a real college and have like a scholarship or whatever, probably would have done communications or like English lit, because I'm like a grammar Nazi and people hate me.
Oh, shit.
And my favorite thing to do is when people like, you know how I fight on Twitter with fucking everyone and their mom. My favorite thing to do is to just stop looking at their arguments when they start getting ridiculous and just start correcting their grammar. And people don't like that a lot.
Yeah, that's always a low blow.
That's a low blow because
like you feel like you got a good point.
Yeah, no, it is. It's a good point.
No, I mean,
but
like,
it's kinda
like if I was arguing with someone like that, like I got a good point here, like I'm gonna win this argument, and they start making fun of the way I spelt there, like it's there, like with
my
the
favorite,
the
to do the little the asterisk, with like the U, the Y-O-U apostrophe R-E.
Fucking hate those people. Damn, Teejay.
I'm that person.
No, I mean you win arguments like that, but
and that's why people hate us.
Yeah, I really wanted it. You know, I didn't know it was pronounced tarot. All my life I've been saying tarot. But I wanted to see if you could do a reading right here on the show for us. Okay.
I will read you. Here is my disclaimer. When I open myself up to things, a lot of the times what will happen is it will get very deep. You will be a little spooked.
All right.
If you're okay with that, I will go ahead.
I'm definitely okay with that.
Okay.
Let's see what happens.
So, a lot of the times when I ask people to do this, you need to know what you want to know about. Mm-hmm. If you have a general question. So a lot of the times people don't know what to ask because they've never had it done before. So sometimes there is a good tactic in going, show me what I need to see. But if you have a specific question, then what is it? You know?
Yeah. Shit. Well, I probably do have a question. It might be pretty specific or not, and it might actually be a good one.
Okay, what is it?
Will I fulfill anything I'm chasing after, like my dream-wise?
Okay.
In my lifetime. Okay.
So what I do is I use 2 different decks. They're both tarot decks. But the whole thing about tarot is that it's so individualized. There are so many different interpretations of everything that a lot of people kind of do their own thing. So you have there's one system most people use. It's called the Rider-Waite system. It's, you know, novellas or whatever, those pictures that you see on the cards that everybody knows, that's the standard system. So I use one of those decks. And then the other deck that I use is by a specific artist. I actually don't know who it is because I got this from another person. But I just use that as a disclaimer because sometimes decks mean different things depending on who the artist is. And obviously art is a very creative, emotional thing. So people put a lot of their feelings and their heart into it. So that's why I use 2 different decks. So I use one main deck. I use the big cards. And then the little cards are often used as clarifiers. So to kind of like give you a little bit more insight as to why certain cards are there. Okay.
And I'll go ahead and get a picture of those 2 decks for you guys watching so you know which one she's talking about.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I can.
This one was made in like the 90s. I don't even know if they make it anymore.
That's sick. That's pretty cool.
This one I got on like an app from China. It was like $3. It took like 3 months to come in. So this is the normal, like the standard imagery, but it's holographic because I'm extra.
Yeah, no, it's nice.
And I've had a lot of people go, are you going to duel me in Yu-Gi-Oh now? We're going to play Duel Monsters?
I actually made that joke to you on a
that was
live stream.
Yeah, no, there's you and like 8 other people.
No, I mean, I love Yu-Gi-Oh cards and Magic the Gathering. So when I see holographic stuff, it's like,
I have a whole deck of Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
Yeah? Like current? I don't know why I'm asking her.
No, I'm not with me, but in my house.
No way.
I have a blue eyes white dragon. I have a red eyes black dragon.
Oh, so you got the OG cards.
Oh, I have the real ones. I went real with that. Also, I remember when I was a kid, I had that stupid the like arm thing that was like a fucking whatever it was. That thing that like came
right,
out.
the dual disc. The dual disc.
Yeah, I had that.
That's awesome.
That was awful. I was really into it, and I feel like a nerd.
Well, let's go ahead and get the camera facing both of us so we can get a good reading of these cards right here.
Okay, so here's the deal. What's going to happen is it does depend on the way that they come out. So I will read them. I will pull them for me the way that I'm supposed to see them because they're the way that you're supposed to see them. And usually what I do is I have the person sit next to me. But since you were sitting across from me, I'll explain it to you, and then I'll flip it so that's the way it's supposed to be for you. Okay, so first I want to know, what are you chasing after? Because it seems like other people don't want you to chase after it.
Like I want to say like a lifetime job of like art
like
and something I enjoy. Yeah, career in something I enjoy.
Okay, so you want to make your living in your passion and not in a practical
Yeah,
sense.
I don't want to be a slave the rest of my life.
I don't think anybody wants that. Not everybody's a yes man.
Hell no.
Okay. Okay. So, what it seems to me here is, so the first thing you have is you have the Eight of Worlds. This is a card about change, but the whole deal about this is, do you see how it's kind of chaotic?
Mm-hmm.
It kind of means that you are resisting change because there are so many other things telling you not to, but the one voice that you need to listen to is your own. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Then you have the Time and Space card. Time and Space card is a little bit about judgment. It's about speaking your own truth. I feel like there are some things that you haven't vocalized to certain people. That if you told them the way that you felt about the way your life is going, they'd kind of be like, why? What are you doing? Mostly because I feel this. I get this card a lot because that applies to me. When I went to art school, my mom was like, you could do so many other things. And art is not stable. It's usually what it is. Okay, so you also have the Six of Worlds, and you have the Chariot card, which is really good. So the Six of Worlds means that you and another person, or you and your higher self, are kind of on the same page. It means that you know what you need to be doing. Whether or not other people understand it is not really a problem anymore. And then you have the Chariot card. The Chariot card is about, like in Gladiator or movies like that, when there are people on chariots, they fucking go full bore into it. That's that energy. It's forward motion. It's kind of like when people when the police ram through fences in their cars. You're the car. Okay, then you have the Child of Cups, which is good. Cups are their water energy, but the water energy is our emotions. It's also creativity, things that are very creative, things that involve our heart and our feelings. Artists, a lot of people don't think art is an emotional thing. It is, because you put a lot of yourself into whatever it is that you're doing. So, when you have the Child of Cups, it means that you have a new chance to kind of put your emotion and your creativity to use. It's also a new chance to find something that is more emotionally fulfilling for you. So, right off the bat, does that feel right?
Yeah, so far every card.
Okay. So what I'm seeing here also is you have a lot of planets going on. What's your sign?
Libra. Wait, that's the sign, right?
Libra's a sign.
Okay.
I notoriously dislike Libras because you guys are so balanced, but also not. So what happens is when you guys are balanced, you're super harmonious. Your sign is literally the scales. Mm-hmm. However, when the scales tip, they really tip. So either you guys are balanced, you're cold, or you are the most emotional people on earth. And it's the worst thing. I fucking hate you guys. I love Libras because they have such a wide range of emotion and feeling. But you guys don't know when to turn it on and off. You let those two things rule you. So I will say, as a general piece of advice for a Libra, maybe take things a little bit more logically. Do a pros and cons list and go, okay, Aside from my obligation to everyone else, what is my obligation to myself, and how is it going to work out for me in the long run? Libras have a problem with thinking long term because they don't. They think about what makes them feel the way that they feel at that time. Okay, so let's see. What is this about the Eight of Worlds? Why are you resisting change? Is it because other people are talking to you? Or are you afraid that you are going to go full bore into something? Is your girlfriend telling you not to do something?
No, but so it has to do with like not wanting to change, right? Oh wait, is that what the Lovers stands for?
Hold on.
Okay, that's fucking crazy.
That's crazy. Okay, so the Lovers is actually a good card.
Yeah.
So the Lovers is not always romantic. Sometimes it's really just about really strong love. I get it a lot of the times for like a mother and a daughter, or for really good friends. But also a lot of the times when I get the Lovers, it also means that whoever it is that you have a strong emotional connection to, whoever it is somebody that is really supporting you and kind of is going like, whatever you want to do, as long as it makes you happy, I'll be here. It's like when someone wants to become a SoundCloud rapper and their girlfriend's like, we're going to be so poor, but I believe in you and your dream. That's what that is. Okay. Oh, I got about 2 more cards to pull, but I know where this is going. You are avoiding the end. Not avoiding. You see the end of something. You're sad about it. But I do see that you see the end of it. And I also do see that you know that it's probably for the better. Okay. All right, let's do one more. General advice. So how do you go forward from this situation? Okay. Shit. All right. I never get that card, and that sucks. So, what is this? The time and space. So, the speaking your truth. The Empress card is about somebody that's mothering. Might not be your mother. It might just be somebody who really takes care of you. It seems like you have not articulated this thought to that person. And it also feels like you have not articulated it because you think that their reaction is not going to be what you want to hear. I would still tell them because I really do think that at this point in time, maybe if you would have told them 3 or 4 years ago, they would have had a different reaction. But I think now they have realized that you're going to make your own decisions. And the most that they can do in order to preserve that relationship is to let you make them and to be there for you while you make them. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, it makes sense.
Okay. I see a look on your face.
It's badass.
Okay. So then you have the synergy card. So actually with the death card, it seems like you and someone else have both realized that something is over. That doesn't mean you're going to break up with your girlfriend or whatever. A lot of people think that's what it is. But it actually just means sometimes a cycle or the way that you've been doing stuff. It might be that you guys have realized that the way you've been treating each other is not the way to move forward with an adult relationship. I recently went through this with my mother. She realized that she is no longer my parent. That she can no longer parent me, but her job is now to be my mom and be supportive. You know what I mean? So then, with the Chariot card, you have the Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups is someone that comes in and offers you emotional fulfillment. Have you gotten some form of an offer? Has someone come to you with a project?
Tons of times. I've been turning them down like crazy, actually.
Don't do it anymore.
Yeah.
Because now you have the Child of Cups and you have the 7 of Pentacles. So Pentacles are jobs. They're earthly things. They could be our car, their money, they are our house. They are also things that you put physical work into. So sometimes it's also when you realize someone, like your relationship's not working and you decide to put work into it. Or like a creative project even though it's not a Cups card, it can mean something that you put effort into. When you have the 7 of Cups, or the 7 of Pentacles, it really feels like you're looking at something and going, I put so much work into this. Is it worth leaving because I've done so much? When you get it in reverse, it means that's what's holding you back. And I get the feeling that's what it is. Okay. So then your just advice card or whatever. You have the 3 of Swords. For relationships, that means cheating. Mostly, that also just means general heartbreak, betrayal, whatever. What's going to happen is, in order to move forward, you're going to have to hurt someone's feelings. That's a shitty thing to do. But would you rather hurt someone's feelings and be happy in the end? Or do you coddle someone and be miserable at the end of your life?
Holy shit.
Because at the end, I always tell all my clients this. At the end of the day, you are alone. Not in a really creepy, pessimistic, whatever, sad way.
Yeah.
But even if you end up marrying someone, even if you, at the end of the night, you're laying next to somebody that you love, they're not in your head. They don't have the thoughts that you have. So when you are alone with your thoughts, you are accountable to only yourself. So when you answer to yourself, do you say sorry or are you proud? You really have to pick one.
That's fucking crazy. So that's my reading.
That's your reading. Did you have any other questions? Do you have any like clarifying thing that you want to know about or whatever? I always ask people that because sometimes the way that I explain things and the way that I do it, you do get lost.
Yeah, no, I got a little lost here and there, but like some of the points you brought up, like they do relate hardcore. And like, shit, I wish we had more time for another reading, but that's going to have to be the rest of our show. But I did have one more question.
What is it?
You ever spook anyone the fuck out? Like after doing it, like did they ever like just take off? Like not take off, but they're like, hey, I gotta go.
I've had a couple of people not talk to me for a couple days.
I've gotta call my wife.
No, I've had a couple of people legitimately not talk to me for a couple
shit.
days. I actually recently did have a client who, she owns a salon. She was telling me that she's had problems with a stylist that works in her salon. And she's like, yeah, for the past year or whatever, we've been getting like bad reviews about her. I don't know what's going on. And I don't know why our salon isn't growing in clients or whatever. I read her. And then the cards showed me, I go, she's greedy. Because what would happen is this girl would get mad that she wasn't there. And a client would walk in and be like, oh, I need my hair cut. And it would be like a regular of hers, but they didn't know she wasn't there. So someone else would take it because she was there. And then the other girl would get mad. And I'm like, she's greedy. And then the other card I got was, I go, she's leaving soon. Within the next 2 weeks, she's going to go to another salon because that's going to make more money. And they told me that the salon that she worked at before closed and literally reopened within the last 2 days. Yesterday, I got a text from them and they go, she told us today she's leaving.
Wow.
And I was like, whatever.
Dude,
I predicted a pregnancy. I did that. I predicted like multiple breakups. It's like, it's sad to be the bearer of bad news. But I always tell people, would you rather come to me to prevent a situation or do you want to come to me to fix the ramifications of that situation?
It's going to happen either way, and it's better if you know. So.
Yeah. Do you want to be a deer in the headlights or do you want to be able to swerve?
Yep. Swerve.
Skirt. Skirt.
Wow. So anybody watching, if you want to get your reading, they could follow you at the half-ass witch on Instagram. You do live Instagram readings, correct?
Sometimes. I haven't really had a lot of time, but I kind of want to get back into it. But yeah, the half-ass witch. We're my brand is low effort, high impact.
Same here.
Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, if anybody wants a reading, because a lot of people say, or a lot of readers don't like that there are people that do it on YouTube or Instagram or whatever, because there is an old time theory that you have to be in the physical place. No, if the universe wants you to see something, it's going to show it to you either way.
And is there anything you want to plug in at all for the show? I know you got a lot of shout outs.
Download Bumble.
Hear everybody download Bumble.
Everybody download Bumble. You can match with me because Bumble does have Bumble Biz and Bumble BFF. Dude, you can make friends on Bumble. That's like part of the service is that there's the Bumble dating or whatever. But the other part of that is you can make friends. And making friends as an adult is extremely difficult.
Oh, I'm pretty sure.
It's weird.
It's obvious. I'm an adult. I'm over here acting.
Well, yeah, okay. I'm sure.
I'm sure.
It's really hard for, especially women, to make friends as adults because everybody's so judgy and we've kind of already got our things going on, whatever. Follow me on Instagram. Please don't follow me on Twitter because I'm wild and that'll kind of ruin anyone's opinion of me. Go to my blog, sorryforsharing.com. And if you do want to book a reading, obviously sorryforsharing.com is the place to do it because that's where I have like my menu. And I do readings differently than most readers do because a lot of readers charge by time. And I don't do that because I feel like if a reading needs to go for 2 hours, then it needs to go for 2 hours. But I charge by card number.
I see.
Yeah, by the amount of information you want. And I think that's the way to do it.
So there we go, guys. That concludes our fifth episode. I don't remember, but I'm gonna number it when I put it up.
That concludes your best episode.
Yeah, my best episode. It was actually pretty. I liked it. So yeah, subscribe, guys. It'd be great to get more viewers. You can get us at the Sketchy Lounge on YouTube. Look us up on Facebook.
Do you want me to do this better than you?
Yeah, please. I don't know why I'm so like monotone right now. I feel like Drake.
Oh, don't let friends Drake and drive.
You have to bet your ex's house.
Yeah. You've been watching the Sketchy Lounge podcast. If you guys want to subscribe, go ahead and do it. Make sure you click the bell button for notifications for when the next post is up. And don't forget to follow everybody else that's involved in the project. Thanks. See you next time.
See you guys. Hey everybody, thanks for watching. On the last episode, we did announce that we were going to do a giveaway, and this is going to be the episode where we announce the winners. So, third place was going to win the Driscoll Skate Shop DVD. That is going to go to Esteban Franco. For our second place, we're going to do the comic book voucher at MetaHuman Skate Shop. That is going to Roberto Medina. And for our first place winner, for the High Box tee, is going to go to Tim Robinson. So go ahead, guys, message me on Instagram, go to the Sketchy Lounge Facebook, or hit me up on YouTube. We'll go ahead and get your prizes sent to you. Again, thanks for watching. Stick around. We'll have more giveaways. And yeah, bye.